Welcome to the NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show. I am your host, Coach Uncle Milt. What's up, Joe?
What's going on?
We are in the 6'3 episode. 6'3 episode. We feel great. This weekend, I had a monologue. I'm not even going to do it in a monologue. I'm going to get straight to it. This weekend was a little bit a sad day for youth sports. It was an event out in Canarsie High School. That's in Brooklyn. Good event. Great day of football with the kids. It was a UTL event. And somebody brought an illegal handgun to a youth sport event. Not only did that, pulled it out and fired it. There was some fireworks that started off the whole thing. Report said someone allegedly, a Canarsie coach kicked over some fireworks that was on the field. It's reported that the fireworks was going off all day, but it was in the back of the end zone. And someone decided to set off a set of fireworks right there in the field next to the stands with the people, the stands where the people at. Somebody decide between after the 12U game and the 14U game was about to start, someone decided to set off fireworks. Now the fireworks, I haven't got the confirmation was it approved, but I also got a statement that it was supposed to be in the end zone where the fireworks was going off, and someone decided to put the fireworks right by the stand and on the field. And allegedly, a coach from the school was trying to kick it off the field so it won't damage the field. And in that melee, 12 kids got hurt. A few went to the hospital. And all of that, at the end of that, somebody felt they pulled out a weapon, a gun of some sort, and made a fire. Fired it off. That is the craziest thing. Why someone would bring a handgun or some type of lethal gun, period, to a youth sport event boggles me. By trying to get the story, I have a statement. Not really a statement, 18 off the record comments. When I got the call, I started to work. I wanted to find out who, what, when, how. I called up some people called me up, and I put together 18 off the record statements on what went on. 18. And they all confirmed that it was some fireworks. They all confirmed that it was gunfire. Now, I had this 18 people on the record, off the record, make a statement about it wasn't gunfire. I had a few others that called me up and said it was nothing happened. They didn't say off the record nothing happened. The one thing that I found very peculiar, because people out there know what I do on this platform, and they know I make calls direct to people that I'm doing stories about, or I feel that is a story that I want to bring to this platform. and I called them directly, and I have said this in the past, that is 3 ways that you can handle this call. The first is a no comment. The second is off the record, and then we'll talk about it for a few. If I can help out as far as, doing certain things. I heard certain people ask me to hold a story until I have done that. I'm not doing that again, but I have done that. And the third is tell the truth. They may say, Milk, who are you? Why should I talk to you? I respect your platform and what you do. I respect that you are league and you did an amazing job this year putting together organizations to have a competitive season. I understand that. But this is what I do. I am also has a legal business, a legal company in New York State, registered in New York State to be a sports media company. I never tell you guys that I got to talk about everything good, everything bad, everything ugly. I try to say I'm independent. Whatever story is out there, I try to go get the truth. I try to put together so I can make an impartial, formal report on it. Not what I think, not my personal views, is what happened. That's what I do on this show. And I take what I do serious. Do I have a degree in journalism? No, I don't. But I have enough resources and enough energy and enough willpower to do this. Resolve to do this. And I don't care if you watch it or not, but you respect it. Because this culture is negative comments because the microphone is in your face. I represent the silent majority. They're not on Facebook making comments and making silly comments and making insults. They're not doing that. They call me up and say, good work. They see me in the street. They pat me on my back. They support the show. That's the silent majority. They're not on Facebook. So let's talk about what started off on Facebook that I dedicate the whole show to. 12 people decided to comment about UTL's business. And I don't understand why. Like, with the help of Siri's, I got download the whole Facebook comment, and I'm going to have Siri's read it, and I'm going to comment on it. I'm going to comment on every comment that they made towards me because I feel I handled it professionally. And I tell them that if you really care about the situation and you care about kids and all this other stuff you're telling me, you call me up tonight. My phone number is right there. See, I hold myself to a high standard. I hold everybody the same. If I say something or do something or didn't do something, you could call me up and I would explain it. I don't need to lie to you or to lie to anybody. We all are guilty of a little full of S, full of stuff. But yeah, we all guilty of that. But at the end of the day, I never lose sight that this is kids involved. Some of you do that. Some of you say, "Oh man, my kids." What about the other kids that you don't know, that you don't see? What about those kids? What about their safety? A serious thing happened and 12 people didn't even mention it, not even the president. of UTL. Matter of fact, that's not an organization. That doesn't, the league is not responsible on coaching kids. The league is not responsible of getting kids off the street. An organization is, a football organization, a sports organization. That's the difference. I didn't mention any youth sports organization like BU or Wolfpacks or Long Island Renegades or the teams that played at that game. I never mentioned none of them. But I got comments from they supporter, and that's weird to me. My question was to UTL, and it was in private. And its president, Mr. Howard, decided to put it live on Facebook. I felt, oh, that's how you're going to respond to me? Oh, let's go. Let's go. Let's talk about what Mr. Howard put on Facebook. Let's talk about it. I'm going to set it up. Set up the comment, Joe. The comment that he only clipped half of it. He didn't clip the whole thing. He clipped half of it. You see the comment? This is the whole thing. You only got half of it. And I say, well, why did he do this? He could have said no comment. It was a good post that he said. It was a good post about some negative stuff, somebody coming at him. I can't remember off the top of my head. I said good post. But do you have a comment on the fireworks and the gunfire at the championship game? I would like to get your side of it so I can report it fairly. That's what I do. That's what I do. I get people comments and I report. Question. Were you going to report our Super Bowl if it wasn't anything negative to report? I'm like, I don't know, Adam. I asked him, Andrew, wouldn't you answer my question first? You decided to say here, so I said, okay. Okay, Adam, you're telling me was no incident? Yes or no? No, it wasn't. I said, thank you for your comment. And I also told him, like I tell everybody, I have a New York for New York site. If you have results from your championship game, you're welcome to place it on our New York for New York group. Welcome, open page. So I read it and I talk about it on the next show. If you don't put it, I don't, because I didn't go to the game. So I can't physically say anything about it because I didn't go to it. But I always welcome you guys to put stuff on my site. So if you say to me, I don't support kids, I do support the programs that do things for kids. I support them. I put a lot of time and resourcing into reposting or posting what they put. But no, when he said that, I felt I had to say something. Let's get serious up. Let's get serious up right here. I feel like I had to say something. Which this is true. No, Adam, I'm one of your biggest supporters. When you guys do what you do in youth sports, period. I'm one of your big supporters. What you do for kids in youth sports. Not being an organization and also being a league. I respect that. But I have an obligation to my youth sports audience to ask the necessary questions. Now, this is difficulty. If you want me to talk about the last event I've been at, you know, the little game on NYC, you really want me to talk about everything that went on in that game? You really want me to talk about? I have learned some at that time when I showed up. Everybody looking at me like, how do you know about the game? Because I represent the silent majority. They call me. I showed up, and if I report everything that went on to that game, you still would be upset. You're being negative. You know what I'm talking about, Smitty. So I show up. I don't show up. So if you have something, I say put it on Facebook, but here we go. Here we go. Here's the listening audience that's making comments that have nothing to do with it. And this is Mr. Akeem. Mr. Akeem is a coach at BU. And I have no ill wills about Akeem. Akeem, I like him. But Akeem talking, and I don't understand. It's like, where's the question at? And this is what he said.
Trying to figure out what damn supporters is this dude Milton talking. Last I checked, he has 1 to 20 viewers a show for a year. What audience is this dude talking about? I'm seriously confused. Please stop acting like anybody watched that crap. One word irrelevant, there is nothing to report. SMMFH, fuck out of here. Writing.
That was kind of rough, Akeem. It seems personal, you know? It seems personal. You saying I'm attacking what you're doing there, I'm attacking it. Would that sound like an attack to me? That's attacking what I do. That's right there, a clear attack what I do. So I don't know who's calling, you calling the kettle black. I don't know. That's what you do? Where's the question at? Went right to the jugular. That's what I do. I ask questions, and like I said to him, I ask questions. And I feel the president of UTL that held the event should be available to answer about what happened. And how can we avoid this from happening in the future? At this moment, I haven't heard a statement from them. He said nothing happened, so why wouldn't make a statement it's nothing happening? But we have police reports that it was gunfire. We have a video that it was fireworks. We have reports that kids went to the hospital and kids got hurt. Where did you miss that nothing happened? So you guys tell me I'm being this, I'm being nosy, I'm picking, I'm irritated. No, I have to find out what happened so I can report it fairly. And I feel that I went to the person that can tell me their side of it. And they choose to say nothing happened. But he's wrong. Something happened. I answered Akeem. Akeem, it was one of these answers that I was being, a little bit sarcastic. Akeem, you're right. Akeem, thank you for adding to my viewership. I have 21 views, but at least I have something for these people that don't like the show to critique. 62 episodes in. I'm 3 weeks away from being 2 years on the air doing this. So if you take time out to look at those episodes, you will find out what I do. And you will say, good work. Because I care about the kids and care about the game. All the kids in all the game. In the whole game. Making sure it's fair. Making sure the kids are safe. Making sure people do what they say. But didn't you say this? Didn't you say you do this? Making sure it's what it is. And I hold myself up to the same standards. But that's not it. I answered Key. He answered back. And he answered back. Let's go, series. What do you say?
Milton, I think the kids, boards, and parents show commitment to youth sports SMH. The coaches that put in endless hours without pay to help give these kids an outlet through organized football and teaching these young boys and girls life lessons that they will carry with them for the rest of their lives. I truly don't think your garbage podcast does anything for our youth in the streets. Real talk, so don't do it on this social media crap. I've been around, so stop. We save lives. What is it that you exactly do?
Let me tell you what I do. Again, if you look at the 62 episodes that I have in my archives, you'll know what I do. You sound very silly right now, Akeem. It's a crap podcast. You don't look at it, but you're passing judgment on it. You're just one person. You're just one person. I done interviewed more important people in youth football. It's what I didn't interview. Go back. And you see what we do here at the NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show. I'm taking this whole show to address. Now, Akeem, let me tell you something, brother. You a good coach, and you put that work in at BU. But that comment maybe wasn't towards me. Maybe that comment was towards your presidents. Yeah, coaches spend a lot of time. Yeah, coaches do a lot of researches, go through a lot of resources, picking up kids and doing everything. But let's keep it real, Akeem. What lives are you saving? What lives are you saving? There's a lot of kids in that Brownsville area that is suffering that you don't even know about. You only know about the kids that the parents bring to you. That's all you know about. Youth football is mostly single parents, women, single parents. And they have the smarts and where they say, I don't want my kid hanging out with these other kids in the block. So what I do for 6 hours a week, 2 hours in the game, is bring them to a youth sport organization like BU and put them around positive coaches, positive males. And those are the kids that you're saving. But if you really want to talk about saving kids, you'll go into those buildings that's 2 blocks from you, Van Dyke, Tilden, and you reach those kids. And they don't have to be on no football thing. It could be on just mentoring them. Have you did that? So what kids are you saving? I never said that I was a crusade of saving all the kids. I talk about youth sports. But I have done work in the community. I live in Queensbridge housing in Long Island City. I have did work in there with kids. I have talked to kids, not only about sports, about life. What have you done to be pointing the finger to me? They call me, I don't know how. And I don't understand. Where's your question? Instead of asking me, why don't you ask the league how you going to keep your kids safe at the event? What do you do to keep the kids safe? What measures that you took place to prevent this or to prevent it in the future? And why your guys ain't coming out with a comment instead of coming out with a lie? Nothing happened. You was there. You didn't comment on your president's comment. You calling me a liar and I'm spreading gospel, but you never comment on his lie. Let's keep it real, Akeem. Let's keep it real. If we're going to talk real, let's talk real. You're welcome to come up. The telephone number right on the bottom, 718-873-2017, and we can talk. You never mentioned that, yo, Adam, man, you just told a lie. Something did happen. It seemed like it was a cover-up. It seemed like 12 people was trying to cover up what happened, including Adam. Do you understand what no comment is and don't talk? I am a content creator. I saw it. I said, these guys is making a whole show for me or for anybody else. No one's smart enough from UTL to say, shut up. Don't say nothing until we could get together a statement that's going to sound nice. But your guys feel to say, let me clap back at them and say, yo, I'm trying to save kids. How is that doing? How's that insulting me? Look towards kids, Akeem. Akeem, this is what I respond with. Are you defending UTL? Because I never said nothing about BU. I never said nothing about any team that played at that game, that championship game. You a coach from BU. Are you defending UTL? Are you a spokesman of UTL? I know UTL wasn't responsible on what happened at that event. But several off-the-record comments that it was gunfire at that event. This is not about passing blame. It's about UTL having the opportunity to make a statement about what happened and how it in the future to deal with something like this. Gun violence is very serious. They went into schools with guns. We don't know the mind frame on this guy. Let me take it back. Allegedly, if it was a guy or a girl or a kid, whoever it was. We didn't know the mindset of that person that looked in the mirror and say, let me bring this to this football event. I might need it. Then doubled down on something sickening and pulled it out and fired it. And none of these 12 people that decided to say, Milt, I'm going to go at you, said anything about it. They covering it up. Oh, so what? Something happened. We had a comment. So what? It happened. We get ready to go to the break. Let's go to the break. I'm going to find that comment. Siri's going to find that comment. We're going to continue after the break. NYCU Sports.
A community fundraiser. Each of us helps one of us. Think of a community hit with an epidemic that created financial devastation, massive unemployment, housing problems, and food shortages. To help the community to weather the tough times ahead, we must pull our resources together and create a cycle of funding. A one-time resource is Help Required. Each of us helps one of us. With this continuously cycle of support, we'll relieve the burden off of you, the individual, with the help from the community. To join our community, email us at eachofushelpsoneofus@gmail.com. Leave your name and date of birth, and we'll send you the instruction video.
To create a perfect student athlete, you must enhance these attributes: mind, body, and soul. In other words, education, fitness, and nutrition must be a part of your life. And it starts right here at the New York City Youth Sports Initiative.
Here's 5 ways to support NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show. 1. Push the subscribe button, like it, and leave a comment. 2. Donation. What you can. It will be appreciated. 3. Promote what you're doing or your kid's achievement in youth sports with our $10 on-the-screen ad spot. $10 per show or $30 a month. 4. Share this podcast show with others on social media. 5. Buy our show's apparel on Amazon.com. Thank you for your participation.
We're back. NYC Sports. Had a little pause there. We back. Like it was a comment that everyone got safe, everyone got home safe, and there was no issue. No, everybody didn't get home safe. There were several people got hurt because of fireworks. 3 people hospitalized, according to reports. And somebody decided to take out a pistol and shoot it in the air. No, nobody was safe. No. Every kid didn't make it home. No, it didn't. We hear nothing yet about it from the people responsible of hosting the event. This is not about passing blame to them. I was planning to do an event, and I made sure before I put my name on it in the budget. In the budget was things to keep it safe and keep me from being liable for anything. Now, the reason why I'm coming out like this because people don't understand what we try to do for each other is to keep accountable of what we do when we come to these kids. Checks and balances. There's some people that's professional, and there's some people who's not professional doing this for kids. That's it. They want to point fingers. They want to point fingers at somebody else, but when the fingers point at them, when it's time, the tables turn around, they go negative. They start, that social media gangs start coming out. And they come out with the insults and everything. The next cue series up, the next comment, I guess people forgot the issue. You know, the short memory. I don't understand. That came from I'll get his name up in a minute. That was funny. This is Akeem again. You know, like I said what I said, and this is what he said. He has to respond. He has to respond back to what I say.
Act how they do today because you have grown-ass clowns.
No, this is the wrong one, series. Let me go back. This is the wrong one. Yeah, okay. This is wrong. No, it's in order. My fate is in order. This is coming from Miss I think her name is Miss Green. This is what she said.
This is why the youth act how they do today because you have grown-ass clowns, men acting like kids. Something happened, okay. Things happen every day, help find a solution so it doesn't happen again instead of bashing people. Simple.
Miss Green, I inboxed you to explain to you what we do at this and how we got to this back and forth, like you said, like grown ASS clowns, right? I agree with you in that first part, but I disagree with what you said after that. Something happened. No, if you had a kid there, something did happen. Your kid was in danger. You're gonna say that to the mother of the 12U BU kids and the 12U Brooklyn Saints kids? You want to say that to the mother of the 14U Saints kids in Bergen County? They traveled all the way from Jersey to come here to play a game, and this happened? You want to say something to their parents? See, when you say something like that, you're not thinking at all. You're just reacting because you're reacting thinking that someone's trying to take away or someone's trying to destroy what you feel dearly. So you come out with your own opinion and you're not thinking about all the kids. I'm not gonna say what we all had in our whole conversation that we had in private because you decided to leave it private. But your comments that you said after this, you know what I'm saying, the comments that you said after this, and we're going to get to it, that you said that I really didn't appreciate, but hey, you said it. But we're going to get to that later. King jumped in. You did say something. Miss Cream jumped in and you did say something. Let's get it up on serious, what she said. She did say something about the inbox. So now I can comment on it. Now I can comment on the inbox situation. Sirius don't got it. What's up, Sirius? Don't computer things, man. I don't have a co-host, so I don't like reading on the air when I'm doing. I just don't like doing it. But I'm gonna read. He jumped into my inbox talking about the podcast. I had to tell him I never heard about it, and it does. And don't care now. I want to talk only because it's you're talking only because you're negative. Well, Miss Green, it's like I said to Akeem and everybody else. I have 62 episodes in. I've been on the air since 2019. That's progress. That's work. I have an archive on what I do and what I talk about. If you take time out to look, then make a comment. But if you decide not to look, you're being negative. You're saying what I'm doing and you're doing the same thing. You just want to say back. How that teaching the kids? How that teaching the kids, Miss Green? You just want to say something. This is why Facebook is so screwed up right now. It's like Fantasy Island. Everybody want to say something. Everybody want to be something. But when you break it down, they do the same thing that what they complain about. They do the same thing. Now you take something that we say private and you make it public. And then let's jump off topic a little bit because this was weird because it seemed like I wasn't the only one allegedly made a comment about what happened at Canarsie. Mr. Phenomenal, which he has the right because he has a sports show, he has a podcast, he has the right to make a comment, and I called him on it because I was like, wow. Good morning. I want to say thank you to UTL for leaving Canarsie High School a mess and trash like the LEA ... None of mine. I said, whoa. I called up Mr. Phenomenal. I said, you got a comment? He said, nah, Milt, I'm out here picking up trash 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm here picking up trash, man. I said, oh, damn, Leaf, I'm glad I called you because I was about to say, wow, that was borderline. I mean, I understand. If that didn't sound like shade, but I'm glad I called him because he said it was about them picking up trash. So I would break this down. I was like, wow. But one person in the comment, and I want to get the name right, said to him, if you really cared about the trash, why didn't you call us up privately? You see the double standard? You see the double standard? And that was somebody that commented on the post that Adam put up. He take a private conversation that we put up, that we have, and he make it public. And somebody questioned, and they're accusing Mr. Phenomenal yo, you made something public which you could have made private. Which way you want it, guys? Which way you want it? I don't understand. Which way? Which way? Which way you want it? These are the same people who comment on it, certain things. The same people. With the insults. I'm a gossiper. I be in people's inbox spreading gospel. I'm negative. Don't you know reporters get called that? I take it as a compliment. Reporters get called that because the mic is in somebody's face that kind of like don't know how to answer a direct question or do not know how to navigate through some controversy that they did. They don't know how to get. Let me role play a little bit if I want to be the president of UTL. Let me tell you how you should have handled that question. Because maybe you don't know. Maybe you don't know. I know the people who know how to do it. If you look at my show, right? They always say when you talk good about somebody, you down with them, you support them. No. I talk about everybody, good, bad, and ugly. I'm fair. I said something last week about Big Apple's playoffs. Do you hear anything from Tyrone Drape? Not Tyrone, I keep calling, I'm sorry, Tyrone Franklin? I got Ralph on my mind. I'm gonna leave Ralph alone. Because he was in the comment. I just read it. I'm leaving it alone. Do you hear anything? Do you hear Tyrone from Big Apple, the commissioner, the vice president, on Facebook allowing anybody to talk anything crazy about his league? Something happened in his league? Say nothing. I could say something. And if I get something wrong, he calls me up. Milt, da. You don't hear him saying anything. This is the professionalism that I'm talking about. No, Mr. Michael Howard. No, I understand. I'm assuming that you Adam's uncle. And yes, you know me. We have conversation. I met you first time, 2014 in South Shore. We talked. I saw you again at the event, and we had a good time, talking. And I understand your comment that it's but the thing is that I can understand what you're saying, and I can accept it, and I like to respond to you. This is why I invited you to call up, so I can explain my view of it. It was a private conversation that he decided to make public. So he's really helping me with a comment. Now I can put the whole thing together. I understand it was an embarrassing moment for UTL. But let me tell you how you should have handled it. How you doing, Uncle Milt? Yeah, I want to ask you. Yes, it was a beautiful day. We had a few games, and this happened, that happened. It was a beautiful day, but unfortunately, at the end of it, somebody came. It was something with the fireworks, and it got out of hand, and some fool messed up the whole day and pulled out a handgun and decided to fire it at our event. Unfortunately, it was bad. Everything was good until that happened. But we are investigating it, and we're going to get the bottom of it. And in the near future, we're going to prepare right so it won't happen again. And everybody that's making a comment about UTL, except me, Uncle Milt, I'm going to tell them not to. Because UTL is a league. UTL business is to handle games, put together games in a competitive nature with other organizations. That's what UTL's business is. That's what a sports league does. They arrange referees and making sure games and times and things happening. They're not responsible in coaching kids. They're not responsible of taking kids off the street. They're not responsible for all these things Akeem talks about and all these other people with these comments talked about. UTL is not responsible for that. They was responsible for this event. This is the only game they're responsible for. The other games, oh, you're supposed to be here with this team, go, the referee's here, boom, that's it, make sure everything is good. This is the only event that everybody showed up that had something to do with that league, was there. So this is totally their responsibility that they put together. I'm not blaming them. I'm telling them, do you have a comment on what happened? That's what I'm saying to them. I'm giving them the opportunity. I'm not taking these 18 people that decide to say it was fireworks that went crazy and it was gunfire and just taking it and saying it. I'm saying to them, do you have a comment about what happened? Just like I said, you have 3 ways to answer it. It's the respect on what you do that I hold dearly. I could have took it and just said it, like, TMZ or whatever. This I don't care. But I take time out to ask you. And because I call around is to fact check what you said. And I make a determination to put it out. That's what I do. I make a determination to put it out. I get enough facts together and I say. And my checks and balances is that number that's on the screen. 718-873-2017. Call me up. If you don't watch it, you shouldn't have a problem on what I'm saying. Because you don't watch it anyway. So the people who watch it, Uncle Milt, man, I don't know. I don't think that. And I will sit and I will say what my view is about. And also, if I say something out of pocket, I'll apologize. That's who I am. But this is what I do at NYC Youth Sports. Good, bad, or ugly. Like me today, hate me tomorrow. That's the way it is. But you guys got to understand before you make comments on what you're talking about. No one talked about a league. No one talked about an organization. I said something about a league. I said something about a league, not an organization. That's who I was talking about. I didn't pass blame on any organization. I did not pass blame, not even on the league. If you hold events, it's certain things that you have to have in place to make sure that you're covered. Keeping kids safe is very important. Johnny scored 3 touchdowns in the game is not important. It's not important. That's not news. People, that's not news. God forbid that person, instead of firing up, like reports said, and fired at somebody. And then I want to know what y'all would have said. No one said anything that it was gunfire. I consider all these comments as people that wasn't there or people is part of the cover-up. No one said that kids went to the hospital. No one said that the police came. Oh, it happened. What happened? For order us to avoid it for the future, we must talk about it and see the mistakes that we made. We all make mistakes. Maybe UTL is not managed right. I understand They got organization obligations too. And it's very tough to do an organization, coach, and run a league. Very tough. Very. But I don't want to hear that I'm taking care, I'm looking out, or I'm trying to save kids. How are you doing that with all these on your plate? And if you got a private life and you got a profession, you have to work. How are you juggling all these things? How? I used to coach, but I stopped coaching to do this full time. Even doing this is a lot of work. I can imagine you putting an event together. We try to do it with the state. And us three couldn't get in the room to make that happen. That's how tough it is. So managing a league, managing how many he had in his league, about 16 teams, 15, 16 teams, managing that, managing an organization and coaching. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. And whatever's going on in your personal life, it's a lot of work. Maybe some people bite off too much they can chew. Maybe that. This is why I always say, because I'm part of the business world. I always say, leagues that have ties to organization is not going to work. It's not going to work at all. Too much work. Not only is trust issues and downright being fair. How you going to govern yourself if you break the rules? How do you do that? That's what I say. It has to be totally independent. Totally independent. Has to have its own entity. To have a group of people, a commissioner, that governs rules and regulations. No, we're not having fireworks at this event because it's illegal in the city. And if I did have insurance and somebody get hurt, they're not going to cover it. So my kids ain't going to be safe. No. Those are the tough decisions. Because if you allow everybody to do everything without any checks and balances and rules, then that's what happens. Somebody decide to say, I'm going to light this right here by the stands, right on the field. So you see a coach that it's his field, his responsibility, that he has to play his games on it, open up, made it available for you to have your event. And decided to kick it off the field to try to avoid damaging the field. He didn't kick it to hurt people. A moment of a thought, a thought, and he reacted and he kicked it and it went wrong. See how things happen when you don't plan right? I'm just doing it. I don't care. You don't talk to people who've done it before. You don't seek out. You're on your own island. I'm going to do what I'm doing and blah, blah, blah. Nah, man. If you came to the meeting, you'd have met some people that you could call up. Yo, Tyrone, man, listen, I don't think you think I should do. No, man. Nah, man. I've been doing this a little longer, man. I don't think so. Not good. Just, nah, man. If you make those relationships and stop being on an island like you do, like it's all about you, it's all about I don't need nobody, and try to get with the brotherhood. See, I could say something and still call up these people. Milk, man, that was, come on, Milk, that was wrong. I say what I gotta say. And we still cool. Yo, listen, I'm thinking about doing an event. Nah, Milk. These presidents of the leagues know that I called them up about something. They tell me. They tell me the no's and the don'ts. Because I seek their counsel. I respect what they do. We have to communicate. If you look at our show that we put out, that 6-part episode of Round the Table Talk, that was a room full of people who has wisdom. Wisdom that you can use. You can utilize that and turn that into making good decisions. So you won't make a mistake like that. That's what I'm talking about. Nobody's blaming nobody. But we decide to make the responsibility to do events, to even with me on my show on front of this mic, I can't talk reckless. I can't talk this, that, and another. On Facebook, I can't clap back. I can't say, oh, you know what, blah, 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 blah. I can't do that. I have to stick with facts. I have to stick with truths. Yes. By you guys calling me those names, I'm very pleased. Because that's what a journalist go through. When he put the mic in someone else's face and ask for a comment. Thank you. That means I'm doing a good job. Thank you for the compliment. Doesn't hurt my feelings. People have called me up. Yo, you see that Facebook thing they put? Nah, that's what it is when you're in front of this mic. When you're in front of this mic, you're pissing off people. But at the end of the day, we got a good thing here. We got a good thing here. We need to come together and work with each other to make it better. To make it better. And I'm going to leave you with that. That's the time I got. I'm done. New York for New York, and that's what I'm about. NYC Youth Sports. And then we're going to leave you with this piece. And I think this piece is fitting on what we do on the podcast show. Please listen very, very carefully to this young lady. It's very elegant, put together, and I like it. I look at this when I get those comments. I look at this, and it picks me up. And maybe you look at this and you will understand what Uncle Milk do on this platform. So good night. We're going back to the guests. We have a guest coming in next week, and we're going back to them. Just like I said, nobody called, so it's cool. It's cool. All right? All right. Good night.
We living in weird times, fam, where people are more connected to their opinion of the truth than to the truth itself, which means that having integrity ain't for the faint-hearted. Because this shit requires endurance, mental and spiritual fortitude. Because life won't naturally test you. It's the people who ain't doing the work to evolve who gonna test you a little bit more. And we gotta stay solid regardless of where the test comes from. And it's unfortunate when people are more eager to be right than to do what's right, or to do what's easiest for them instead of doing what the honest thing is, which is sometimes the hardest thing. Or they do what's popular instead of what's real. Like, yo, deadass, I've had a few people think I went against them, all because I chose to be on the side of the truth instead of on the side of the bullshit, or the side of fear, or the side where love was missing. It's like healing, being real with yourself, and including God in all your decisions is not offensive, and everybody got an opinion, and opinions be louder than the truth these days. So having integrity and being in tune comes with a lot of responsibility, and sometimes being responsible is low-key exhausting as fuck. So please take good care of yourself, and stay close to the ones where y'all support each other's evolution, even when it gets messy, because that's how we keep the necessary energy flowing to push things forward. You know what I'm saying?